Hey, welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. If you aren't aware, people online have extremely mixed reactions to the anime Rent-a-Girlfriend. It's a mystery why this trope-laden mess keeps getting renewed for more seasons, while more reputable shows get left unread. Almost everyone seems to hate the main character, but appreciate how cute the girls are. Every now and then, the manga will spark a wave of memes based on just how ridiculous the story gets. I'm not one for sensationalism. I'm not exactly your PogChamp reactionary, but what I can do is explore why this show is so frustrating on a narrative level. The very concept of a rental girlfriend is predatory, so it's no wonder an anime based around it is going to be more of a dumpster fire than a legit romance. Please allow me to ruminate, and feel free to chime in with your thoughts in the comments. Basically, Rent-a-Girlfriend tells the story of Kazuya, a wimpy college student who, despite his lack of confidence or charisma, somehow managed to score a super hot girlfriend named Mami. Before they actually got anywhere though, she dumped his ass, presumably for a more Chad-like man. This leaves Kazuya feeling down in the dumps, enough for him to succumb to the pressure of renting out a girlfriend from an online service. The girl he picks is Chizuru, and even though she's great at her job, playing the role of his actual girlfriend, Kazuya is quickly annoyed by the facade and provokes her into revealing her true personality. Things nearly hit a dead end when Kazuya and Chizuru develop a connection beyond business. Essentially, both of their grandmas happen to be friends at the same hospital. They see their grandkids and think they really are dating each other. Chizuru, not wanting to admit to her grandma that she's a rental girlfriend, implores Kazuya to keep up the act around them, even if it means being with him for free on occasion. Oh, and the two of them happen to be neighbors in the same apartment building. Unlike her other clients, Kazuya has the chance to form a real relationship with Chizuru beyond her work obligations. In time, he falls in love with her, not just for how hot she is, but also for who she is as a person. He gets to see a side of her that nobody else does. Most of the show teases whether or not they'll actually become a couple. I suspect people get pissed at this show because they want an actual romance anime, but instead get an emotional train wreck. It's a lot more enjoyable when you accept that it's supposed to be a dumpster fire. Personally, I'm more interested in the show's commentary on male loneliness and the predatory nature of this Rent-a-Girlfriend website. On the surface, it seems fairly tame. It's like prostitution or stripping, but without the raunchiness. Shouldn't that be more wholesome? I'd argue the opposite. At least if you're at the club or hiring a hooker, there's a transaction that makes sense. You're not paying someone to pretend to sleep with you. They don't pretend to undress. You get what you pay for. It's objectification for sure, but at least it's honest. That's not how it is for the rental girlfriend. You're paying for the illusion of a relationship, one that will ultimately hurt the more seriously you take it. Ironically then, objectifying the rental girlfriend is far healthier than the alternative. If all you want is to lie to others about having a girlfriend, then this service works just fine. If you don't actually care for the girl, then all that matters is selling the illusion to society, your colleagues, or loved ones. Perhaps you only want women around as a trophy or decoration. You're not interested in dating them at all, but are willing to have them be at an event just because they're easy on the eyes. It's probably really expensive to use them this way, but at least you'd be avoiding any toxicity. Of course, the service itself isn't advertised this way. They want you to rent these girls to alleviate loneliness, to derive a sort of emotional satisfaction from simulated dates. If you actually develop feelings for them, you'll keep renting them out over and over again, sinking money into a dream that'll never come true. It's just as toxic, if not more so, than forming a one-sided parasocial relationship with an e-girl or idol. At least with a streamer or idol, you can just support them for the entertainment they provide. The whole simping aspect is just you taking things too seriously. Here though, there's literally no other purpose for renting a girlfriend. They're supposed to nurture the illusion of romance. I suppose there is one other potential client, and it's the one Chizuru imagines when she takes the job. Naively, she likens being a rental girlfriend to a dating coach, someone who can help guys who are down on their luck regain their confidence. They can use Chizuru for practice so that they won't be so awkward or unkempt when approaching other girls. This is perfectly valid. One of the other rental girls, Sumi, takes the job for the exact same reason, but in reverse. She's comically shy, and through pretend dating, she hopes to develop her social skills. In her case, though, being timid is actually a plus, and people are willing to pay her for it. Still, it is true that men can pay rental girlfriends as a type of training session for the real thing. There are basic forms of hygiene and etiquette that guys should learn regardless of who they're dating. At the same time, though, it's not always the guy's fault he can't get a girlfriend. Maybe the ideal girl is already out there just waiting to be found. From that perspective, it seems disingenuous to try coaching a guy to be a better boyfriend. You can tell a guy he's graduated from your training regimen, but on what criteria? I'm sure plenty of men are sick and tired of hearing things like, "I can't believe you're still single. I figure you'd be surrounded by girls." It's condescending to tell a guy, "You'd make a great boyfriend, just not for me, you're not my type." The best way to assure a guy he's dateable would be to actually date him. Otherwise, the harsh truth remains that you won't have anything to do with the guy if there's no money involved. Thus, any reasonable man who hires a rental girlfriend is either going to be basking in delusions or immediately realizing how fucked up the arrangement actually is. That's why Kazuya provokes Chizuru on their second date. Even if she gets pissed at him, at least it's a genuine interaction. Normally, this is where it should have ended, and yet circumstances offer a glimmer of hope. By having an inside connection to Chizuru's private life, there's a chance Kazuya can become more than a client to her. He learns things about Chizuru that not even her colleagues know. For one, she's an aspiring actress. Right now, she's stuck doing small theater performances, but she hopes to one day star in a movie. The reason she's a rental girlfriend is because it also serves as practice for her acting. Kazuya also learns that Chizuru is desperate to star in a movie before her grandma dies. You see, her grandparents always encouraged her as a child, and she wants to repay them by showing results. Not only does Kazuya encourage her to keep at it, but he also goes above and beyond the call of duty. Channeling pure simp energy, he crowdfunds the production of an indie film she can star in. It's the most charismatic thing he's ever done, and it works. When Chizuru's grandma is too ill to attend the premiere, he brings the film in a projector to her hospital room so she can watch it as she passes away. Even then, he remains a pillar of support for Chizuru as she mourns. It's safe to say he becomes the hero of her life. Under normal circumstances, this would be one of the most romantic accomplishments ever. Given the context, though, it's actually pretty messed up. I mean, no matter how much Kazuya claims to be doing this selflessly, it's obvious he loves Chizuru and wants to date her for real. She'd have to be the biggest imbecile not to realize this. As a result, accepting his help is going to make her feel guilty as fuck for rejecting him romantically. He too should realize the pressure he's putting on her. Of course, she's not obligated to date him, and he's not exactly trying to coerce her, but that doesn't mean they can just pretend like this isn't an issue. Thus, when Kazuya finally musters up the balls to confess his feelings, she has a responsibility to give him a clear answer. Hell, I'd argue that if she has no intention of dating him, she shouldn't have accepted his help in the first place. Now, the anime has yet to catch up to this, but the manga recently reveals that, even though Chizuru thinks she might be in love with Kazuya, she chooses to reject him anyway. For now, we're left speculating how she came to this decision, so that's exactly what I'll do. The rental girlfriend system isn't just toxic for the men it preys on, it's also risky for the girls who profit from it. Recall what I said about Sumi. She's so adorable and cute that her timid shyness, which would otherwise be seen as a flaw, is actually endearing. People are willing to pay her as she confronts her own insecurities. Now, why would a girl who gets paid to go on dates ever do it for free? Obviously, if you like a guy enough, you'll go out with him pro bono, but I suspect the bar for that is quite high. I mean, you're already used to going to fun places with men. You've experienced the superficial aspects of dating with tons of guys, all of whom you see as just clients. So what does it take for any of those men to escape that stigma of just being a client? How do they stand out? Your expectation of the average guy is already transactional. Would you even be able to recognize someone's sincere display of affection? Another complication is that finding a real boyfriend would likely mean quitting your job as a rental girlfriend. I suppose it's possible to find a guy confident enough to let you keep dating for money, someone who's assured that they're the only guy you date for real, but I consider that to be a really tall ask for any potential partner. In Chizuru's case, it seems she lacks an understanding of what love really is. She's always been so busy with her job and acting that she hasn't actually taken dating seriously. Should she date Kazuya just because he's kind to her? I mean, good luck finding someone else as devoted as he is. But if she dated him just because he does all these things for her, wouldn't that be just as transactional? To be fair, all relationships are transactional, and they should be. Loving someone unconditionally can get toxic, especially if that changes drastically over time. For example, marriage isn't an excuse for couples to get abusive toward each other. At the same time, though, real love takes work and commitment, and only a single impulse or feeling just won't cut it in the long run. I just worry that if your first instinct is to see someone as a client, they'll never be able to escape that stigma. If you take going out with men for granted, you may lose sight of why it's supposed to feel special. It's fair then to criticize both of them. Kazuya is a complete wuss. His indecisive nature has him hurting the girls around him, like Ruka, whom he continues to date while knowing damn well he loves Chizuru instead. He keeps renting Chizuru and simping for her mega hard, without the important part of actually admitting how he feels. At the same time, though, Chizuru's not innocent either. She's allowed her job to ruin the excitement and sincerity of what a date is supposed to entail. She has no inclination toward romance, yet doesn't see a problem pretending to be in love with clients. She naively justifies the fact that she's toying with their emotions. So Kazuya's an idiot who probably shouldn't have done so much for Chizuru, knowing what he truly wants deep down. Likewise, Chizuru's an idiot for accepting his help with no intention of dating him. She should have ended it ages ago, but continues to benefit from his hopeless simping. The whole system they're part of just sucks. There are other aspects of Rent-A-Girlfriend I could cover, such as why so many people despise Kazuya, but perhaps that'll have to come from a different video. For now, I want to hear what you guys think about this dilemma. Do you agree with my assessment of rental girlfriends as an institution? Do you think Chizuru should finally give Kazuya a chance? What do you consider to be the important aspect of love? What defines it for you? How do you know that you actually are in love? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, celebrate your fandom. Thanks for watching. This channel relies on support from viewers like you.
Please help us out by dropping a like and comment. Subscribe for more videos, and be sure to enable notifications. Or hit up our Discord so you never miss out on a new upload.
Most importantly, if you can spare it, please sign up as a channel member, either through YouTube, Patreon, or Subscribestar. You can find links in the description. We've got perks like exclusive content or early access.
Until next time,
Celebrate your fandom. I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters: VideoGamer75, Dante Pendragon, Stephen Elak, Otaku Mom, Mystic Samurai 1983, Freebrick, Alexis Yukio Gomez Yamato, Lunar Works, Link Pendrago, Observer Bellis, James Hewitt, Uncanny EXP, Crow Calum, Sal Soto, Tristan Riggin, Winter's Edge, Sneer Cachette, Sunbro Torian, Dionysus, Caitlin P, Sogai CH, Sith Lord 906, Vladimir Ovna, The Taz 96, Kengo X77, Alistair Bernadotte, and Reason 99. Thank you all so much.